Okay, in a miraculous event, let's call it an early Christmas miracle, I'm going to do a little bit of both of the homework questions, which is question 4 and question 6 from lesson 39. We're dealing with 3 variables and 3 equations. Okay, so we have A, B, and C in both of these questions. Now, question number 4 is a little easy to start off, but it might be tricky depending on what you're expecting to happen. Now, let's remember, our goal is to solve for A and B and C. So we have to solve for one of them first. Oh, wait. I can solve for C right off the bat. So look what happens here. I take negative 9C equal to 18. I can divide both sides by negative 9. Now this may not be what you're expecting to happen, and maybe that made it a little confusing for you, but you got to remember what your goal is, and you got to be a little creative sometimes in how to get there. So C is equal to negative 2, and we know that already. Now I would love for there to be an equation that I could plug C into, so I could find one of the other letters. But here's the problem. If I plug in C here, I still have A and B left. If I plug in C here, same exact problem. I got too many variables. So I would love it if I could take those 2 first equations and I could cancel out one of those letters. Thankfully, the question is easy enough. So I'm going to take the first equation and the second, and I'm going to cancel out the letter A. So 2A plus 4B plus 6C is equal to 8. And negative 2A plus 4B plus 3C is equal to negative 10. A is the easiest one to cancel out because the variables are the same number, the coefficients are the same number, and one of them is negative. So when I add these together, 2A plus negative 2A, boom, they're gone. 4B plus 4B is 8B. And this is 9C. And that's equal to negative 2. Now this is way better than what I had a second ago, because I can take this C value here, and I can plug it in right there. So when I substitute, I get 8B plus 9C is equal to negative 2. But what's C? C is negative 2. Found that right over here. So I'll simplify this. 8B plus, or rather minus, 18 is equal to negative 2. I'm going to get B by itself by adding 18 to get it over. 8B is equal to 16. Divide by 8 on both sides. And B is equal to 2. Now we're on a roll. I have B, I have C. I'm not going to finish this for you. What you'll do is you'll take one of the original equations, this one or this one, and you'll plug those in to find A. You'll write your final answer in this form, A, comma B, comma C, and that'll be your final answer. So good luck in finishing that. On to question 6. Question 6, I don't have any easy shortcuts like I had on question 4. But that's fine, because I actually have some really easy things going on here too. Remember that my first move is to cancel out the same letter. So I could add these together to cancel them, couldn't I? That makes my life easy. And then I could actually add these together to cancel them as well. If I decided to use any of the other letters, I have to mess with the coefficients by multiplying. And that's fine, but I like to choose the path of least resistance, especially when I have the freedom to do so. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cancel out A. So that means I'm going to take negative 3a, I'm doing the first equation, minus 6b plus 3c equals 24. And 3a plus b minus c equals negative 18. I'm going to add those together because negative 3a and positive 3a will cancel out. And I just have to combine the terms that are left. Negative 6b plus 1b is going to be negative 5b. 3c plus negative 1c is 2c. 24 plus negative 18 is going to be 6. Now this is more like the example we did in class, where all we did was get rid of a variable and we got an equation. Totally fine. Let's cancel A with a different pair of equations. In this case, I clearly can't use what for me was like the purplish and the red equation. Can't do that pair again. But I think the next easiest pair is going to be the purple and the green. I'm making smart decisions so that I can make the work a little bit easier. So negative 3a minus 6b plus 3c is equal to 24. Green equation, 3a minus 6b minus 6c equals 6. I have the wonderful option of adding again to cancel these out because they have opposite signs. Negative 3a plus 3a, gone. Negative 6b plus negative 6b is going to be negative 12b. 3c plus negative 6c is negative 3c. And 24 plus 6 is 30. Now I have two equations that only have b and c in them. What we want to do when we get to this point is we want to line them up just like we had in the beginning with the three equations. So I'll do this in this color. Take this down. Negative 5b plus 2c equals 6. And I'll do this one in turquoise. Negative 12b minus 3c equals 30. Now I need to cancel out either b or c. That means I have to get the same number on the front, like these have to match, or these have to match. The only thing I can think for 5 and 12 is maybe 60. I can multiply by 12 here and multiply by 5 here and get 60. But that's a little bigger than I really want to deal with. So I'm thinking, what about if I just made these both into 6? And what would I have to multiply by to make this 2c into a 6c? Multiply by 3. And to make this negative 3 into a 6, I'm going to multiply it by 2. We're going to distribute onto all three terms. My new equation is negative 15b plus 6c equals 18. And in teal, I have negative 24b minus 6c equals 60. I can add these because these two have opposite signs, so they'll cancel. Negative 15 plus negative 24 is negative 39b. These cancel. So this is equal to 78. Divide both sides by negative 39. And I get negative 2. So that's B. Now here's what you're going to do. I'm not going to do the work because, after all, this is your homework, not mine. I'm going to take either of these equations and I'm going to plug the B value in. Substitute that in to find C. After you find C, by solving, you'll plug B and C back into one of the original equations, which are up here. Okay, so let me reiterate that. Plug in B to a two-variable equation. Solve for C. Plug B and C into an original equation. Meaning one of the ones from the start. Solve for A. And then you already know how you're supposed to write your answer. It should be in parentheses A, comma B, comma C. Okay, so good luck with that, and I will see you in class tomorrow.